All right, so we are here in Palo Alto, where I came up for a little early birthday trip. I have a good friend of mine here that works for Tesla Motors, which of course makes the Roadster, which is a completely electric sports car, which is super cool. So I thought it'd be fun to tour their showroom. This was a model that was made to perform aerodynamic testing on. They just only have the Roadster here. It's the first vehicle they came out with, which is their super high-end model. And the Mule 2, this model was another engineering vehicle just used to fine-tune the design. And apparently it was in the movie Who Killed the Electric Car and the movie Iron Man. So this is the Roadster Sport, is what it's called. And I bet I could pop the trunk. There's a little trunk symbol, but I don't know how to pop it. So, of course, the main driver of an electric car is the battery, and that's what my friend works on. He's actually the director of the whole battery department. So he developed the battery, which is just this long piece in the back here, and apparently it goes about 2 feet deep and all the way to the floor. So it's an enormous battery that can allow the vehicle to go about 230 miles on a full charge. And you can plug it into a regular outlet at home. You can plug it into a 240 or supercharge it with higher voltage. I guess you get exponentially faster charges, the higher voltages, the higher amps. But 230 miles, pretty good for an electric car that can go from 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. This is a visually enhanced model, and this is a carbon fiber coated finish, which is ultra light, like even lighter weight than other plastics. And so this is the higher end model of the Roadster Sport, and also it's 0.2 seconds faster to get from 0 to 60 seconds than the regular Roadster. So what's super cool about this, of course, other than the fact that my friends worked here for 5 years, so completely helped them develop what exists today, is of course the fact that it's electric and the fact that it doesn't use burn fossil fuels, which of course we care about at Sea Rocket Bistro. As you know, Dennis has an electric motorcycle, and this is sort of the automobile version of that. The batteries, and why I guess doing electric cars in the past when they've attempted to, you might have seen Who Killed the Electric Car, you might have heard of companies that have tried some battery technology, were using nickel cadmium and some other technologies instead of the lithium ion, right? Lithium ion, which is the battery technology that is used in cell phones and laptops and other devices. And so apparently that's much trickier to figure out how to use on this really enormous scale, and so that's what Tesla has been developing all this time. So they are really all about batteries. And I believe that in addition to building them for their own cars, they're also being asked to develop batteries for other companies that are interested in developing electric vehicles because they don't have the battery technology. So it's really all about the battery. As far as people's concern about having time to recharge vehicles, how often do you go more than 230 miles in a single day? You're going to plug it in overnight. And if you're wondering where to plug in, it looks like where the gas tank axis would be on a normal car. And there you go. There's your electrical socket. This vehicle runs, I think, over $100,000. And the company, as their business model, decided to start off with this high-end, super cool, fast sports model, and then work their way down the change. I guess like a lot of new technologies, it starts off expensive and then gets more affordable. And so the second model is the Model S. And so there's a little bit of a prototype going for this, which will be much more affordable at about $50,000, you know, not even half the price, to make it more accessible to more people. And then, you know, down the road there'll be even less expensive models that they hope to sell more and more of each of that type as the technology advances and gets less expensive. So this is more of a sedan type car that has lots of storage. And on the storage note, since the battery only takes up so much space, you don't have the engine and all these other parts, then you actually have additional trunk space in the front under the hood. So it's just a little more spacious in general. And this, I believe, is going to have some bucket seats so that if you want to fit a family of like 6 in there, you won't need an SUV, you won't need a van. The kids can just fit in here. And this is looking like a really nice vehicle, which you can already pre-order.